Hey guys, in this lesson we would understand the applications of exponential functions. The applications of exponential functions mostly involve problems related to exponential growth and exponential decay, for which we need to understand a basic equation that is going to be used for both growth and decay problems. And the equation is fx is equal to ab to the power of x. Let's first understand the meanings of all the variables included in this equation. We know fx is a dependent variable, so instead of using y equal to ab to the power of x, because we are doing a functions course, we are using fx instead of y. So fx is just the dependent variable. A is the initial value, initial or original value. B represents the change. Because we're doing exponential functions, this is going to be exponential change. So we can write an exponential change raised to the power of the independent variable. As the applications that we are going to discuss would include exponential growth or exponential decay, the independent variable would be time in most of the problems. Exponential change would be either growth or decay. It's either one of these. So growth or decay will be raised to the power of time. This whole thing will be multiplied with the initial value that we start with, and the result when we solve this whole exponential equation we would get is the dependent variable, and this dependent variable will be the future value. So this is going to be the general look-alike of the equation or of a problem that is going to be part of exponential functions. Let's understand this better with an example. Let's say we have a question. The growth in population of a small town since 1996 is given by the function Pn is equal to 1250 in the bracket 1.03 to the power n. We can write it in the form of a general function equation. We know it is fx is equal to ab to the power of x. What is the initial population? We know in the function equation initial value is represented by a. So a is 1250. Therefore the initial population would be 1250. So this initial population is in 1996, because this equation represents the population of a town since 1996. So there are 1250 people living in the town in 1996. Next we have is, does the function represent exponential growth or decay? For this, any question would either have growth or a decay function. And how do we recognize if the function is a growth or a decay function? So in this particular function or in this particular equation, the b value is greater than 1 because it is 1.03. So always remember, if the b value is greater than 1, it's a growth function, and if b value is in between 0 and 1, it's a decay function. In this particular question, the b value is 1.03 and that is greater than 1. Therefore, this representation is a growth function. This is the general rule that we have to remember in order to identify the exponential function to be growth or decay. Next part of the question is to determine the population in the year 2000. So we'll go back to the equation. Equation is Pn equal to 1250 in the bracket 1.03 to the power n. We want to determine the population in year 2000. We know this is the population in 1996. So 1996 to 2000 is 4 years. And since we know n represents the number of years since 1996, why is this so? Because the population is a function of n since 1996. So n would represent the number of years since 1996, which is equal to 4 in this case. Therefore, in order to solve this question, we are looking for population in 4 years. So we would put n as 4. All we have to do is just put this all on the calculator. We need to first take 1.03 to the power of 4 and find out what that is equal to. That gives us 1.126. Then we have to multiply it with 1250, and the answer that we get is 1406.8, or we can just say, we can round it to 1406.9 or 1407 if we want to round it to the nearest whole number. So this is the population going to be in 4 years. Therefore, the answer is 1407 people in the year 2000. Next question that we have to solve is, they say in which year does the population reach 2000 people? We know the population equation is Pn equal to 1250. In the bracket, we have 1.03 to the power of n. They want us to find out the year. That means they want us to find out the n value when the number of people is 2000. So we are given the population because Pn represents the number of people. So we would put Pn as 2000 equal to 1250, 1.03 to the power of n. Now we are looking for n in this case, so we would isolate n. So first we would move this on the other side. We get 2000 divided by 1250, and the value that we get is 1.6 equal to 1.03 to the power of n. Now in order to find the value of n, there are two ways. It's up to the student's choice which way you want to go with. One is called trial and error method, and one is finding logarithm. In more advanced grades, we are supposed to use only finding logarithm method, but in this grade you are allowed to use either of these two methods. So how do we do the trial and error method? We just have to use our calculator and see what raised to the power of 1.03 would give us a number close to 1.6. The first number I tried checking is 1.03 to the power of 10, and the answer that I was getting is 1.34, which is still far off 1.6. So let's try another number. Next number that I'm going to try is 1.03 to the power of 15. When we put 1.03 to the power of 15 on the calculator, we're able to get 1.557, which is almost close to 1.6, because if we round this number, we would get 1.6. Let's try 1.03 to the power of 16, and that gives us exactly 1.60. Therefore, we conclude that the n value is 16, and we can say it takes 16 years to reach the population to 2000 people. Let's see how to do the logarithm method. Logarithms is another way of doing algebraical inverse for finding the value of unknown variable. Since we have the equation as 1.6 equal to 1.03 to the power of n, when we take the logarithm of an equation, every logarithm value is going to have a base, and here the base is 1.03. In exponential function, for logarithmic function also the base stays the same. So it's log to the base of 1.03 of this number, that is 1.6, and that would give us n value. In case you want a deeper understanding of logarithmic functions and how to get logarithms from exponential functions, I would recommend you to watch Exponential and Logarithmic Functions playlist in our channel that explains how to change exponential functions to logarithmic functions and logarithmic functions to exponential functions. So when we have to solve the n value in this case, all we have to do is log of 1.6 divided by log of 1.03. All these details have been provided in the exponential and logarithmic functions playlist. Now we just have to put this on the calculator, and that would give us the n value. And the result that we get here is n equal to 16.5, which is approximately similar to the answer that we got in a different way. So we would conclude that it would take approximately 16.5 years to get to the population of 2000 people. Now in the same question, there could be another thing that can be asked is, what is the growth rate? Part B of the question just asks us whether this function represents an exponential growth or decay. We know this is a growth function, but if they ask us what is the growth rate, then how do we do it? For any function that we are given, ab to the power of x, we know b represents either growth or decay. If b is a growth change, then b can be represented as 1 plus r%. And if b is a decay change, then it would be represented as 1 minus r%. This r% is a rate of change. If this r% is part of the growth change, then r represents the growth rate. If it's part of a decay question, then it represents a decay rate. Since the question that we covered up was a growth question because the population has been growing, so the question would ask you to find out the growth rate for r. Getting back to the same equation, Pn is equal to 1250, 1.03 to the power of n. We are supposed to find out growth rate. For finding rate, we have to just use the b value because rate is contained in the b value. So we know b is equal to 1.03. If it is a growth equation, then it's 1 plus r%. Now we would change b to 1 plus r% equal to 1.03. Since we are looking for rate means r% is what we are looking for. We would isolate r%, so we would move this 1 on the other side and we get 1.03 minus 1. This gives us decimal 03. Because we know percentage means multiply the decimal with 100, so we would multiply it with 100 and we get the result as 3%. Therefore, the growth rate for this question is 3%. Another thing that we have to remember in exponential function problems is that if the equation is of this type, it's ab to the power x and there is plus c, there is a number added behind this ab to the power of x, then the initial value is going to be a plus c. And if this equation is fx equal to ab to the power of x minus c, then the initial value would be a minus c. This is because c represents the horizontal asymptote, so the graph is going to shift up or down depending upon the c value. Therefore, the initial value would start at not a but at a plus c. And in this case, the initial value would start at a minus c. The example that we have covered so far takes into account the problem where the equation is given. What if the equation is not given in a question and we have to form the equation? Then how do we write an equation? Let's read the question. Write an exponential equation for the intensity of light if each gel used to change the color of a spotlight reduces the intensity of the light by 4%. So all we have to do is just write this in an equation form. So any equation we have to write down always follows the basic pattern of fx equal to ab to the power x function, where a is the initial value, b is the change. Here we can see that the intensity reduces by 4%. That means this is a decay rate question. For decay problem, we know b is going to be found out by applying 1 minus r% formula. So let's first get the b value. 1 minus r% is 4%. 4% means 0.04. 1 minus 0.04 is 0.96. Therefore, the b value that we would use is 0.96. Now we're not given what is the original intensity or what is the initial value of intensity. Whenever we're not given the original value, we can either take it as 1 or 100. So let's take a as 100. Therefore, the equation that we would write it as is, instead of f, we can put intensity I. So Ix is equal to 100. B is 0.96 to the power of x. And this is how we write on the equation. So our goal is to basically fill in the value of A and B. B we would find by using the equation 1 minus r% or 1 plus r% depending upon if the problem is a growth or a decay problem. Once we get the value of B, we fill up the gap for B. And then A is most of the times given in the question. If it's not given in the question, then we can either use 1 or 100. It's easier to solve problems using 100, so I would recommend using 100 over 1. And this is how we write on the equation for an exponential function problem. And if the question asks you anything to be solved from the equation, then we can use this particular equation to solve the problem further.